Hi guys, welcome to another Flintshire market update. We're back in the studio this month and I'm joined by our operations manager Jill and one of our personal agents, Laura. So let's get started, guys. Laura, how's the market been this year so far for you?
I think it started off really strong, to be honest. We're seeing lots of new buyer registrations, lots of viewing requests, and it just seems to be going really well, yeah.
Fantastic. We had an interest rate drop as well, which is good news for the market. Have you seen any sort of effect of that yet? And what sort of effect does that normally have on the market?
Yeah, well, I think it's just given people a lot more buyer confidence and things now. So it's definitely having a positive effect without a doubt, yeah.
Superb. So in terms of pricing, Laura, and creating momentum, what do we do at Keystone?
So we have a perceived value price.
Yeah.
And we do a lower guide price. Now that then generates momentum and competition.
So let's go into some numbers. So Jill, instructions, what we're looking at?
13 at the moment.
Okay, superb. And as a whole, with regards to Flintshire, from the February the 1st to now, which is the 23rd?
188.
188. This time last year?
187.
Okay, in terms of sales, most importantly?
Sales agreed, we've got 10.
Okay, superb.
Yeah. And across Flintshire, 136.
That sounds good, to be honest. And in comparison to this time last year, what are we looking at?
170.
Okay, so we're down on last year.
Yeah.
Which is quite surprising, to be honest.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
In terms, the market feels busier.
It really does, yeah. It really does.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll see that uplift come March.
That's what I'm feeling is going to happen, yeah.
Do you think that, like, I know I've mentioned this last month, do you think the weather has...
Definitely, yeah. Because to be fair, it's been probably the worst weather since forever, hasn't it?
It has, to be honest. Yeah. And I think people just feel a little bit down in the dumps when it's so.
In fact, yesterday gloomy. Was the first time it felt a bit like spring to me.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that's going to have a positive effect
going forward, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So in terms of the market and new buyers registered, Jill, what are we looking at?
153 at the moment.
Okay.
And this time last year it was only 78. So it was massive
really
increase.
gone up.
It confirms what we're saying, to be honest, is that the market feels more busier than last year, but we're yet to see it in the numbers.
Yeah.
So viewings.
There's been 117 so far this month on the viewings.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and this time last year?
And it was 107 this time last year.
So it's a little bit up on viewings.
Yeah.
Maybe buyers are being a little bit picky and making sure that the house are buying is the right one, perhaps.
And there just feels a general bit more confidence out there, I think, at the moment.
Yeah. I think so. I think that this year is going to be really good. It's just yet to see it in the numbers properly, but I think it is going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall, the numbers are looking pretty good. I think the Flintshire market is on the up. I think that we're going to see house prices going up a little bit this year, I feel. So all's good on that side. Now, moving on to Jill, our operations manager. While she's here on this Flintshire market update, I want to give the viewers a little bit of an idea of what goes on behind the scenes at Keystone. So, Jill, from your side, overseeing operations, what makes the biggest difference to how smoothly a sale progresses?
Definitely the solicitors that have been chosen on either side.
And how important is it to choose the right solicitor, and why is it so important?
It's absolutely crucial. It can make or break a sale. We've seen some get close to that when they've chosen a poor solicitor. It's really important when you're choosing a solicitor. Do your research on them. It's such an important part of it. Look at reviews. Have they got great reviews? Speak to friends and family. Who have they used? Who have they had a good experience with? It all matters so much. And when everyone can communicate well together, it just makes everything much less stressful.
Brilliant. So tell me one or two stories about when a client sort of chooses badly and chooses a bad solicitor, what sort of things can happen?
Just major delays. We've seen it a few times where they've insisted on going with a certain solicitor, and you'll be emailing that solicitor and they're saying, oh, they'll have an auto response saying we'll come back to you within 3 working days. It just doesn't work. Things drag on for weeks.
Yeah, so even this morning, just before we left, I overheard a conversation between you and Beth about a local solicitor that we don't recommend, and tell me the story on that one.
They'd had a really stressful day on completion, and basically the lady that was answering the phone, obviously for the solicitor, like the receptionist there, had basically said, why should I have to give Keystone the update? I shouldn't have to tell them anything. And just that whole attitude is like, we're trying to get these properties over the line. It's just, we need to all work together. It's like we're doing the best for these clients to get the household, to get them into their new house. It's
crazy.
Just frustrating,
the
really.
The attitude sometimes is just, I obviously I used to work within that side of the business and I used to get frustrated. And so some of them just got this horrendous attitude towards estate agents. And the thing is with Keystone as well, we've got the attitude that we're going to try and help the solicitor. And if there's, for example, inquiries to be raised and answered, we'll chase that for them. And then you get this pushback from them, don't you?
I think especially when you've got a good one, it just works so well. They will say to you, oh, can you help me on the other side? Still waiting for answers on this, that and the other. And we will be that link between. We can speak to the vendor or the buyer direct and help get things moving along a lot quicker.
Exactly. I just find it astounding that some of them have that attitude, and you feel like going to see them and say, look, let's all work together. Let's all try and make it a better experience for the clients who are the most important in the whole equation.
When there's not the communication, when the communication's poor, it's really difficult to see things progressing. Like you were asking before about examples. So we've had a few cases where far into the process, we've helped them. They've changed solicitor at the last moment. Even when they've paid an upfront fee to a certain solicitor, they've changed to one of our recommended quite far on into the process. And then it's all gone through like a dream.
In every way, not just solicitors, the communication, this whole industry is about communication.
It's built on it, yeah.
It's built on communication, and you've got to, as an estate agent, you've got to almost be the glue that holds the whole thing together.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
I think with the sales progression, it's massively key as well. And I think buyers and vendors don't always know what those steps are from. They've got, an offer's been accepted on a property. How do you get to completion? And when I joined a few years ago, the way we were doing sales progression then was getting the updates from a solicitor, then phoning buyers and vendors to give them updates. And what we've changed in the last few years is have like a sales progression portal where vendors and buyers can log in, see the milestones, see where it's going, which has been amazing for us.
Yeah.
Clients love that.
And tell me more about that from a client point of view. What are they seeing? Is it like an app that they download?
Yeah, so there is an app we've got, which is great. You can have it on your mobile. They will see all the updates. They'll get a notification to say there's been a new update. In each milestone, what we've done as well is we've given an explanation to each milestone. So, there's a lot of estate agency jargon talked about. We're trying to have real clarity on what things mean and make it easy and transparent and visible for the vendors and buyers to understand how this is progressing and what it looks like. So each milestone will have an explanation of what that milestone is and make them understand what that step of the process is. So as they're ticked off, they'll get a notification. They can see it's like a pie chart going round. They can see how far their case is progressing.
Amazing.
And it's just visibility, seeing the end.
Yeah.
And making that visible.
And what that does from a client point of view, I find, is it keeps them tunnel vision on buying that particular property. What you get if that doesn't happen is buyers especially getting sidetracked because they think nothing's happening, and they start to look at Rightmove again, see other properties, and then you end up in a situation where the client goes to see something else that's perhaps a little bit cheaper or whatever, and all of a sudden you've got a fall through on your hands because you haven't kept in touch with that client. So this kind of thing is gold for ourselves.
It's great. We can put notes on each milestone as well. So as the mortgage valuation's booked, what day and time is that booked in for? Any updates we can put on that we want the vendors and buyers to know what we're doing and see how it's progressing. And all the feedback we get is just, the app is amazing.
Yeah,
it's incredible. We can see where we're up to, see what's happening. If things are quiet and they're getting nothing, they're thinking nothing's happening. When it is happening, we're chasing all the time. When there's chains, we're on the phone to all the other agents up and down, and just being able to put that into a communication app where they can see what's going on has just been, it's fantastic.
Touching on something you've said there, from a client point of view, sometimes it's easy to think nothing's going on, whereas in the background, there's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. As you touched on, sort of calling the agents up and down the chain, calling the solicitors even sometimes up and down the chain. If that particular agent isn't doing that job for their clients, we'll step in and, try to rescue it almost and bring it all together.
It's just getting that communication with the other agents as well.
Exactly.
I've just been dealing with a sale that's been going through, and there's been a chain below and above, and it's worked really well. I've got a great relationship with the estate agents, and we're calling each other all the time. How are you getting on with that? Just waiting for that now, and the clarity and how quick it's managed to go through, and everyone's working together.
I think that's
it just
key.
Works like a dream.
It is. That's the key thing, is building relationships with solicitors, with other agents. And, I think some people sometimes think that it's estate agency wars, and it's just not like that.
No.
We have fantastic relationships with all the local agents, and, we like to think that we're helping the client, which is ultimately the most important thing. So I think we'll wrap up this month's Flintshire Market Update there. Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure having you both, and we'll see you all next month for March's Flintshire Market Update.